Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel Leela WebDev. So we are learning about the exciting the project is that is nothing but the node chart we are learning it, right? So building our real-time chart application using the Node.js. So let's try to start this one. So we'll try to do it. So previous video we have did it. So it's a long gap game. So I don't have the code that server.js and client.js. So I'll be starting from the first onwards. So then we'll go one by one. So here what we are trying to use it, I'll try to complete it a little bit fast so that we will learn more about the concept over this one. We have already learned about the net module. So that net module is used to create a TCP server and the clients also. And here in this video also we'll try to use the another method that is nothing but readline module. Try to see about this one, which is nothing but interacting with the users via the console. So by the end of this video, what you will try to do it is you will be having a full functional chat room where multiple users can send and receive messages and something like that. You'll be able to see. So if you are new here, hit the subscribe button and let's get started. So first one is, so the key concepts which we have learned. So let's try to have a recap of this one. So already we know about this before we dive into the coding. So we know that we'll be using the net module. Okay. So for this net module, we will be using it to create the TCP networking applications. So when we are trying to learn about the net module, so there are four key things which you should know. First one is, in this net module you will be having two things, that is nothing but create server. So this method is used to create a TCP server or an IPC server. IPC server means nothing but it's an inter-process communication. It relies on the operating system communication. TCP servers allows the communication between the devices over a network, like a client in one country connecting to a server in another country, something like that. Whereas inter-process communication is different. Servers, on the other hand, these are for process on the same device. So if we are having different process or something like that, means for our chat app, we are using the TCP to allow multiple clients to connect from anywhere. So that is the one thing. And the net.create server, whenever you try to create using the net.create server, you will be able to get this net.server object. Okay, net.server object, you will be able to get it. So now when you call this net.create server, it returns a net.server object. This object has events like connection. These all things you'll be having, which you will try to see it now. Which fires when a client connects, and methods like address, which tells you the server listening address and port. So now this is all about the server side. And if you try to get into the client side, so here you for connecting to the server, so you need to use the net create connection. Okay. So this is the create connection. We will be using it, net.create connection. And this method creates a TCP or IPC client. It returns a net.socket object. So here it returns the net.socket object, which we'll try to learn it. So which represents the client's connection to the server. So what is this net.socket? So both the server and the client uses the net.socket objects to communicate. It is a duplex stream, so which we have learned in our previous videos. What is the meaning of this duplex stream? So where we can read and write in the same stream. So meaning you can read and write from it and also write from it also. It has events like data for receiving the messages and end when the connection closes. So these are the four components which you should have. So that is nothing but create server and also the server object and also create connection and also socket object. So these are the four building blocks of our chart application. Let's see that how this come together in the code. So first of all, let's try to create the server. So for creating the server, so what we will try to do here. So first we need to import the net module. So constant net is equal to require of net. So we are using the require of net. And now what we need to do, so we need to create the server. So constant server is equal to net dot create server. Okay, and this create server will return the socket object. So this returns the socket object. So here create server will return the socket object. So now this socket object, what we'll try to do, so whenever a create server is done, so this is the how you will be trying to do it. So we have created the server, and now what we can do, so when we want to create a TCP client, so when this one want to create a TCP client, here also what we need to do, so here constant net is equal to require of net, and here constant client is equal to new, sorry, not new, net dot create connection. So here we need to create the connection, and here we need to connect to the port. So what is the port you want to mention? So let's say that I would want to connect to the port of 3008. So when the connection is successfully established, so here you can it will receive a callback, and here you can say that console.log connected to the server. That's it. So we are trying, yeah, oh sorry, should be closed. Here it should come. Yeah, that's it. So now we have created the connection and we have connected to the server. So now let's try to check the initial server setup. So now the TCP server, so we need to create a server, TCP server that listens onto the port 3008. So when a client connects, the connection event gives us a net.socket object. So here it will give you the net.socket object. So I will try to tell you. So here we have this. So now we need to listen server dot listen to the port of, so you can say it as in 3008, and here we can say that server listening on the port, server listening on the port 3008. So this is the server, it is listening onto the port. So now what we need to do here in this one, try to check it, 1 second. So now what we say, so that it is listening onto the port 3008. Now let's try to run this server. So node server.js file. So now it is server is listening onto the port server. Now for the client we use the net.create connection. So here this is the net.create connection to connect to the server on the port 3008. Once connected, we can send the messages to the server using the socket.write method. So here we have created the connection port 3008 and we can able to see that connected to the server. So now if I try to run this node client.js, so now it is successfully able to connect it to the server. So now if you run the server with node server.js file and run the client with node client.js file, you will see the server. We want to see a server logging a new connection and the client message. So now what we can do it is, so here in our server.js file, so whenever the client has been connected, so here you will be able to see that server, it is returning you the socket, right? So it is returning you the socket. I will try to explain you. So what it is trying to do. So here you will be able to see constant server is equal to. Now here this is server.listen. Sorry. Yeah, here if you try to check it, you will be able to see it's a net.server. Okay. So now this net.server so has a something like for example, whenever the server got disconnected in the client, let's say that here this is what it is trying to return. So this client is declared, but it's not use it. But here it has been used as the net.socket. So socket will have a method in such a way that client dot on off end. So that means whenever the server has been ended in any connection, so you can write console.log. What I can say is connection was connection ended. So you can write it like this. Now if I try to start the server again, node server.js file, and here if I try to run the node client.js file, if I stop the server, automatically you will be able to see a message has been delivered. That is nothing but connection ended in the way. So now here, so this is what we will be trying to do. So whenever you are using the end connection, automatically you can able to see it. Now let's try to check it in the Wireshark. So we have another one, Wireshark. If you want to check the traffic connection, so that means in the loopback thing, if you want to check the TCP packets connection, if you want to check it means, so here I will be trying to start the node server.js. Here I will be trying to do the, here you will be able to see the connection has been established and it is trying to send the packets here. You try to see here, it is trying to send the packets. So this is how we will be able to connecting it. So this is how we will be, now the connection has been established. Now what we need to do, so we need to send the messages for this one. So if you want to send the messages for this one, here in the from the client.js, so we have the client. When it is connected to the server, I want to send the message. Okay, so how can I send that message? Let's try to send in such a way that, so this is our socket, right? So here I can write something like after connected to the server, so here I can write client.write bold. So now here if I try to stop this one and if I try to run this one, now here we have sent the message, but we need to listen in the server and we need to do it. So how I can do it? So here we have the message, and in this one, so whenever we get the messages, so here we got the socket, right? So this is the socket object, and whenever we get the messages, so for example, let's say that whenever a new one has been connected, so whenever a new client has been connected, here we need to send a you need to show the message, right? So here you can write server dot on off connection. So you will be able to get a socket, and you can write a message in such a way that console.log client connected. Okay, console.log client connected. So this is one way which you can do it. Now here I can stop this one, and here I can clear, and I can run the node server.js file, and here also I can run the node client.js file. So here you'll be able to see the client has been connected, a new client. So how many clients you would be trying to do, the server can be able to get the message. So here if I try to run this again, node client.js file, again a new client has been connected. So right now we have been connected to the two things. So we are able to see that two clients has been connected. So if I try to stop the server, two things will be started with the connection end. So this is how we will be, basic thing we will be trying to see it. In the next video, what we'll try to see it is how we can send the data from the client and how we can receive the server through the command line. Also we'll try to see it in the next video. Hope you understood about this one. So if you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you.